could have swore... Oh well, either way. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another... Oop. I completely forgot. The proper atmosphere. Because, what is a scares video without atmosphere? And ice cream. Alright. So, we're here to look at more scary videos. We got 6 more. 2 from Chills, 1 from everyone else. I might do 7, like I had planned for the last stream I did, but I got cut out early mostly because King Frostmare is starting to do multiple uploads per week, and it's starting to get hard to keep up with him now. Hold on, let me. Alright, so we got some more videos. I'm gonna actually start doing it like that, do 2 videos from King Frostmare now. That way you guys get more scares and I don't get too far behind. Alright. So, first up from your boy, Sir Spooks. 5 scary videos to never watch at night. It's gonna be an annoyance. Alright. Nope, professional streamer moment. Everyone, professional streamer moment. Display on. Alright, here we go. Audio's on. Okay. Enough game capture, not sure why that's still on. Alright, let's do it.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 5 scary videos to never watch at night. Obviously you guys don't care about the rules, so you'll most likely watch this at night anyway. But don't come crying to me if you start having nightmares about shadow figures in the corner of your bedroom. You know, if they even are nightmares. The very first entry for today comes to us from my very own subreddit, Sir Spooks.
Don't worry, cause with the power of the Almighty Lord and the very flavorful ice cream, we will prevail.
Which has been featured on this channel several times in the past. There, I encourage you to share any and all paranormal footage for your chance to be featured in a video just like this one. Uploaded by user Dit353. The following video comes with an explanation from the uploader themselves, saying, quote, "Recently there was a bear that was rummaging through the trash in the town. I heard and saw movement outside my window and tried to get it on camera. Instead, I caught something else entirely. Also, I was completely alone that night." End quote. Take a look at the strange video.
So, I heard a noise. There was a black bear running around. He's been attacking our trash cans lately, and I want to get video of him because, like, my parents are away right now, but I want to see this black bear, and, like, he's hanging out in the woods, around here. And I'm sure of it. He's packing. He's been attacking our trash cans lately. Wait a minute. Who's in my room? Hey, 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 hey! Whoa, 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 whoa. Who's in here? Okay, alright. Yeah, no, I'm getting out of here.
As the man recording stands outside, he turns his camera where he spots a strange,
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that figure through his window.
dark figure standing inside of his room, which understandably causes him to race inside and see if he can see what it is. However, much to the surprise of the man, once he enters the house and turns the lights on, the figure is nowhere to be seen. This is definitely a highly creepy piece of footage that is quite unexplainable, it seems. Is this just a hoax created with the help of a friend, or is everything happening in this footage authentic? If you do have any theories, I would be very curious to hear them in the comments below.
And I see, the problem there is that he didn't have the ice cream. Now, a bit of my skeptic side is going to come out on this one because that could have very easily been hoaxed. If it was happening, that sucks. But honestly, it's hard for me to say that it's authentic because, like I said, it's one of those things that could have been easily faked. Alright.
For many,
I'm just getting my wife's phone set up so I can keep an eye on the stream, the chat, in case my stream gets cut off again.
exploring abandoned or haunted old buildings is an exciting and fascinating thing to do. Many YouTube videos showcase people doing this in various different locations to varying results. The following video published online by YouTube user Super Toxic Potato 75 is one of those videos that seemingly does capture something creepy on camera. The video starts off fairly normal as we see the man recording walking around the building and showing viewers the state of everything inside. However, he starts to talk about how him
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything important. Just want to point out something funny. It's kind of interesting. The uploader's name is Super Toxic Potato 75, and they have 76 subscribers.
and his friend heard a ghost slamming a door shut in the building a while ago. The uploader, insisting on waiting around to see if it happens again, started to make this video. But at 30 seconds in, something scary happens.
Red? It's a puzzle.
Is anyone wearing red?
Yeah.
Who?
You're wearing maroon.
No, it's red. That's maroon.
It's red. It's maroon. It's red.
It's kind of red.
No. This is fucking red.
Alright, let's just go.
I told you stop recording.
I'm not gonna stop recording.
Do it. Would you rather have it non-footage or actually experience another one?
Alright,
I would rather experience another
point it one last time.
Dude, stop. It's already an hour.
Point it. Point at it.
It's been an hour.
One last, I'm gonna... No fucking way! You did it! Thank you! Right now my heart's beating, man, but...
This guy is nuts! This ghost just slams the door across the room from him and he's like, "Thank you! You scared the crap out of me!"
No fucking way! You did it! Thank you! Right now my heart's beating, man, but I thank you so much for that. Is that what you wanted? Did you want me to stop recording? I was about to stop recording. Is there anybody? Nobody. Nobody.
In the description of the uploader goes on to explain, quote, "We filmed for literally 50 minutes trying to get this ghost to slam the door again. The last time we came, the door slammed on us, but we didn't record it sadly. But this time we did. My friend couldn't believe that it was a ghost and thought it was the hinges, but that clearly wasn't the hinges. This video was clipped down to 3 minutes out of the 50 minutes that we recorded. I'm glad we got this evidence." End quote.
No way! Thank you!
This sounds like some fairly convincing evidence if you ask me. The loud banging sound that you can hear certainly doesn't sound like some sort of faulty hinge.
It's hard for me to say whether it's real or not, because, you know, I a lot of times I go by the reactions. You know, whether they're genuine or whether they're fake. But I don't know, a reaction like that, you can't really distinguish it that well. You know, they're just sitting around waiting for almost an hour for this ghost to show up and just slam this door, and when they do, you know, there's not like really any big freak out or anything. It's like, no way! Thank you! It's like, I can't tell.
But rather that of a door slamming shut. But I'm curious as to what you think, so as always be sure to leave all of your theories and ideas down in the comments. High Strangeness is a fairly tight-knit community on Reddit that encourages its members to share any footage relating to UFOs, Bigfoot, aliens, animal mutations, or anything relating to the paranormal. Recently, a user named Keenox shared a video over on the subreddit with the title "The Unknown Creature in the Yangtze River." In the video, we can see some sort of bizarre, unidentifiable creature slithering around in the river near a busy road. Of course, this could be something normal and easily explainable, such as a strange looking alligator or crocodile, but many are convinced otherwise. It does look somewhat unnatural, and it seems as though most people cannot tell what this creature is. If any of you guys have any sort of idea as to what this creature is, please feel free to share this information.
It kind of looks like a giant snake, a giant snake tank. A giant sea snake.
Whenever you think of a college, you probably do not think of paranormal activity or anything of the sort, because at the end of the day, schools are meant to be safe places for students to go and learn. But this video uploaded to YouTube by Philip Podgeiter goes to show that that is not always the case. Filmed in the Helmikar College in Johannesburg, South Africa, the video in question is being filmed off a security camera monitor. For a while, we are shown a simple hallway that looks completely fine and nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. However, a couple of seconds into the video, the uploader begins to zoom into the footage where we can see something incredibly odd start moving around. Upon closer inspection, it appears to be some sort of ghostly figure roaming the halls of the college before making a turn and vanishing thereafter. It is certainly hard to explain, as it looked exactly like a ghostly person moving around, and it wouldn't make sense for there to be a student or teacher there, seemingly that late at night. Whatever this thing is, we can only hope that the school got the answer.
Could be real. I'm not dismissing that.
That they need. Similar to schools, playgrounds are probably the last place on Earth you would expect to have some sort of paranormal problem, but the video you're about to watch seemingly shows otherwise. This video is certainly short but sweet, so have a look and see the chilling thing that the cameraman captured that night. The way
I'm calling fake right now. If it was a ghost, you know, or a spirit of some kind, it would be continuing the motion. You know, it wouldn't be slowing down or anything like that. Okay, so first off, I'm suspicious of the positioning of this camera that's behind this big bulky part of the truck. And is that a coincidence? Or is that to hide the person who lifted the swing up, released it, and ran away from the camera's point of view? I'm calling fake.
The way the swing is rocking side to side seems incredibly unnatural and eerie. And if you look very closely, you can see what appears to be a shadow figure sitting on the edge of the swing, then disappear, only to reappear and jump off. Perhaps before this video was taken, somebody went up to the swing and pushed on it violently in order to make it do this, but who knows? If it were to be a hoax, then the shadow person would have to be created with CGI, as that's the only way I can see this type of effect being achieved. This could also be extremely good evidence of a ghost roaming around and perhaps haunting a place that innocent children like to go to. And that was 5 scary videos to never watch at night. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Yeah, I was disappointed by that last one. It's like, come on, Chills, you can do better than that. Alright, so next one. Oh, sorry, not Chills, Sir Spooks. This one's by Chills. It's the most scary videos on the internet.
These videos are some of the scariest on the internet in my opinion, so I made this mashup. Let me know how far you make it before you're too scared to continue. What happens when a ghost dislikes the show you're watching on TV? Becky Sims posted this clip of her son Ben to Facebook in 2019. Becky writes, "He kept flinging his arm and kept repeating ta, and look what I captured. I literally couldn't believe what I saw." Ben looks like he's battling with some unseen force that's trying to take the remote. His arms fling back and he shouts, as though something is attempting to yank it out of his hands. At the end of the video, the remote appears to nearly leave his hands entirely, as whatever is grappling with it tries one more time to pull the remote from the kid. Guess this unseen phantom has had enough of Dora the Explorer. Something tells me there's a nicer way to handle that, though. We've all heard.
That's kind of creepy. hate to think that a ghost is haunting that kid just because he likes Dora the Explorer.
Heard of the Headless Horseman, but have you heard of the Headless Errand Boy? Published to YouTube in February of 2020.
I've seen this one. I've already given my input on it. I call it fake, saying that's just clever CGI work.
Scratching my head. There's nothing like Russian dashcam videos. They're usually next level crazy. This video clip is no different. A red Volkswagen is seen cutting off the driver with the dashcam and another car in front of him. So when they reach a red light, the driver decides to rev his engine and pass the Volkswagen. Big mistake. After they pass him, the Volkswagen speeds up again to pull around the driver and cuts him off, blocking his way forward. Then a man dressed in black gets out of his vehicle to confront the dashcam driver. After a very brief exchange of pleasantries, the Volkswagen owner opens the trunk of his vehicle and reaches for a golf club. Apparently, the faintest confrontation in Russia on the road can lead to brutal results, of your vehicle at least. Things have been known to quickly escalate on the Russian roads when you aren't sure if you're...
Russians, man, you know, they're crazy. Yeah, even just domesticated drivers, you know, they're just nutty like that.
Imagination is playing tricks on you. Post to Reddit to get another perspective. That's what this group of friends did after experiencing this strange happening. Posted by Dro to the Chills Narrator subreddit. The uploader says that while filming his friend playing guitar at his house, they heard something pound at the door. Wondering what it was, they decided to pursue it. After leaving their room, they spot something dark peeking around the corner at the end of the hallway. It darts out of sight as the boys chase after it, turning the corner and up some stairs to the open doors that leads outside. Once out there, they call after Toby, the pet dog that accompanied them, when from behind a garbage can, a ball rolls into view, thrust by a creature's arm.
Toby.
They race off back inside. The Redditor asks, is this someone that broke into the house or is it paranormal? Let's see what Reddit thinks.
Either way, man, that's just a breach in privacy, man. Any of those is bad. Holy shit. This video is 43 minutes long. Are you kidding? Can't back out now.
The lovely Raven 313 writes, either way, this video sent a spine-tingling sensation down my spine, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere near that house. Redditor Cheery B says, this is a terrifying situation, writing, I can't really point out that anything looks specifically paranormal, although the glowing in the middle of what looks like their head, when now they were at the top of the stairs, was interesting. Others warn the dudes to get out of there now. Paranormal or not, they should probably heed that warning either way. Strangers outside your door is very rarely a good thing, especially when they're these two fools. Ring posted this creepy video to Facebook in 2017. The video shows two strange men knocking on the front door of a home. The homeowner, away at work, is able to check in and see the men, whom she doesn't know. When they notice her security camera, the pair suspiciously bolt away. They return to their vehicle and back out of the drive, only to, a minute later, return, open the door, and literally try to kick it in. The homeowner, seeing their arrival from afar, attempts to speak to them over the security system, informing them that the cops are on their way.
Cops are on their way.
After failing to kick the door in, the men return to their vehicle and hastily drive off again. Facebooker Stay Hodgkin notes that these two people wouldn't have been reprimanded for merely knocking, but then they decided to return when they knew a security camera was posted up and committed property damage. Not bright in the least.
No, not at
Ray
all.
relays a very satisfying conclusion to this video, writing, although Kay was at work when these two visitors came by, she was able to share her ring video with her neighbors online and ultimately confirm their identities. The information was passed along to the police and they caught the guys. Now that's the perfect example of a neighborhood watch. 30-year-old Alexa was returning to her Bronx home in University Heights when she got that feeling in the pit of her stomach. She detailed what happened to her in a Twitter thread in September of 2018, noting that she wrote the thread to warn women in her neighborhood to be aware that this person is out there. Alexa said she was returning home by Uber at 3:50 a.m., heading to the lobby of her building, when she got a strange feeling that she wasn't alone, as she suspected, and the building security footage confirmed she wasn't. A man had followed her through the courtyard outside and quickened his pace to enter the lobby right behind her. Alexa notes in the thread that she didn't see or hear the man watching her. When she was in the lobby, she realized there was a figure hovering outside the front door, waiting in the first entryway. She decided to double check the door locked behind her. She turned to the door to shut and lock it and noticed he had his foot on the corner, ensuring the door didn't close after she entered. She knows that the man likely intended to confront her outside the building, which is why he didn't enter the lobby all the way, or he was waiting for her to head toward her apartment so he could run after her and force his way in. Don't worry, he didn't have a chance. Alexa shut the door, moving his foot out of the way to do so. Unfortunately, the suspect had a scarf wrapped around his face to ensure he wouldn't be identified by security cameras. She notes that drivers should always wait until their passengers reach their front doors safely. In her case, the Uber driver left when she got out of the vehicle. Alexa also remarks that, without the security footage to back her claim, her story would undoubtedly have been questioned and disbelieved. These stories should always be listened to and heard, and above all, as Alexa did, always trust your gut. What is worse to encounter out of doors, human or beast? This scary video might have you leaning toward the latter. Submitted to the Chills Narrator subreddit, this everyday Godzilla will have you running for the hills. TikTok user SailX10 caught this big gator on film, seemingly while he was out fishing. A man tosses what appears to be fish to the gator, which leans its face from side to side to scarf them up in great big chomps. Some in the comments note that this man shouldn't have been feeding the wildlife in the first place, with Redditor Epic username writing, "That gator behaved like he's used to being fed, unfortunately. Anyone visiting this little beach without being aware that there's a resident gator like this could be in for a real bad time." Very true. All the more reason to stay inside.
Why do people do that?
You want to get away from it all and get back to nature. Camping is an ideal way to self-isolate, but sometimes you're not alone. Posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit by WillyComics64, the Redditor writes, "I found this guy near my campsite, and I don't know who he is or where he came from." The clip shows a man lurking in the trees near Willie's campsite. He appears and then just as quickly vanishes. While some in the comments don't find this all that odd, as hiking is part of camping, others think it's just a little weird that the stranger didn't introduce himself and just seemed to disappear in an instant. Willie explains in the comments that the situation freaked him out because no one was renting the site next to him, and he didn't see this man at any other campsite or on the trail that loops around the campground. Redditor Laura Malia 649 writes, "And this is why I fear people when I camp more than the wildlife around me." Others think that the man acted very suspiciously and hoped that the Redditor has something to protect himself with. Redditor FakerHoach 10,000 suggests that perhaps the man was growing deep in the woods and just came out to look after his plants. Willie can only hope that these assessments are right, because if this man is anything other than a hiker, a camper, or a grower, then who knows what his intentions are. Posted in March of 2020 by YouTuber Steve Ronan, he explores what he describes as an old church that's been around for 100 years, with power still on and with rumors of rituals still being performed there. Accompanied by paranormal investigator Andrew, Steve and his team set out to explore this temple, which Andrew claims holds dark rituals inside. It's no great surprise then that demons supposedly haunt the place. They arrive on the scene of a truly spooky abandoned place at night, a cemetery surrounding it, overgrown with foliage. Inside the place, there's a door that leads beneath it, which reminds Steve of an abandoned place he previously explored with a tomb below. Opening the door, there appears to be firewood and mason jars down there. As they continue to explore, is in the temple, is that an overhanging light starts swinging. Supposedly no one touched it. They start to hear noises.
Yeah, you were with us.
Did you just hear that clang?
Bro, hello? Did you guys hear that?
A scream that sounds like a little girl, a sound from the light which Steve describes like a spine cracking.
What was that? Scream! That was like a little girl.
Bro, the lights is moving back again.
Well, it just went.
You didn't hear that?
Yeah, the light just went.
It sounded like a spine cracking.
They consider exploring the room below, but a load of spiders prevents them. As they continue around the temple,
Spiders. Bring some raid next time.
on the ground they find a pile of burnt books and some cards laid out. 666. Another 6 is placed above, though Steve is unsure what it all means. As Andrew is messing about with an AM/FM radio, Steve feels something on his back. He says he feels like there's a spider there. He removes his coat so that Andrew can check it out. There is no spider, but 2 red marks streak across his back. The pair of scratches run from top to bottom,
Yeah, that's not a spider bite.
as if he's been branded. Steve says it burns, and also denies having scratched it on anything. They wonder if it's a Trinity mark. Some in the comments of this video suggest that he accidentally scratched himself when climbing under the chapel. Others think that it looks like 2 lashes from a whip. Brooklyn Girl 230, however, offers advice. Those mysterious scratches are a warning to you to stay far away from these places. Seems like the smartest conclusion to draw here.
I would heed those words.
Not many encounter ritualistic oddities when they leave their house, but that doesn't mean you never could. And what if you come across this one? Posted by Imperial Order 669 to the Chills Narrator subreddit, found this weird ritual video, which shows someone levitating, doesn't have many views on YouTube. Originally posted by Le Source Edamont in January of 2020, this video is said to have been captured in Africa. It shows a gathering of men circled around, while this person appears to be levitating in the middle. It's unclear what this ritual is, or whether the levitation is real or fake. Regardless, pretty sure this isn't something you'd want to run into on your walkabout.
Okay, I'm a little freaked out now.
This video of a mysterious creature was published to YouTube by Real Ghost Official 007 in December of 2019. The video, taken in the lot of a gas station, shows a slender, spindly limbed creature standing on 2 legs. It is momentarily caught by the headlights of a passing vehicle before it darts off, out of sight. It looks somewhat similar to the creature in a TikTok video that's coming up on this list. Perhaps it's of the same mysterious breed. It makes sense to me, but I guess it could be something else altogether. Do you have any other explanations? It's enough to keep me indoors. Folkloric creature is insanely creepy. Published to YouTube by Romeo Candid in November of 2007. This clip claims to show...
Okay, so... that Slender Man looking guy. Kinda creepy. Does that mean it's real? No, but video was good. In that creepy way. Yeah. Alright. Let's continue.
or real mananagal. Some info on this mythical creature. The mananagal is a traditional and mythical Filipino creature that's likened to a vampire or a witch. The details of this horrible creature's prey are even freakier. It is said to prey on pregnant women, especially those who are sleeping. New lovers or newlyweds are also prime targets for the mananagal, which is said to have been abandoned at the altar. Now onto the clip. The video shows a group of people just hanging out in the dark, shining their flashlight everywhere. There's nothing for a while but darkness, that is, until everyone starts screaming as they see this ghastly female creature with black hair and greenish skin appear at a short distance. The creature turns to them as they cry out in horror. Many in the comments are rightly freaked out by this. YouTuber Andrew Gibbons offers a first-hand account of the Mananago folktale saying, "Well, one thing I know for sure that I heard from an elder is that it's an old folk tale to keep kids out of the woods at nighttime." YouTuber ChowSice01 adds, "Some say that they heard it flap its wings while they're in their houses, but who knows, it might just be a bat." He also says that some truly believe that these creatures are real. After watching this video, do you? As so many of these videos
I don't know. That one's... I'm a little skeptical about that one.
show, darkness is a recipe for the scariest things imaginable. Posted by YouTuber Ricardo Costa in June of 2009. The uploader writes, "A strange shape is spotted at dawn at the Santos Dumont building. In the first pass, it is possible to see only a spectrum without a definite shape, but something that resembles some type of animal. But then it is possible to see a more concrete form of a creature. Never imagined, and still realized that one more accompanies it in a quick jump and soon after disappears without a trace or idea of what they were. In the clip, some men are sitting in the dark when beyond them, a figure is seen moving quickly past. What that figure is, you can't really tell, as its movements are too quick and there is little light. As the men all jump up to pursue the creature, you glimpse it again for a brief moment as it crawls past a sliver of light in the room. It looks like it's doing a bear crawl. They wander around in the darkness a bit longer, searching for the creature, but it seems to have disappeared, or perhaps it's in hiding. Some in the comments suggest it's a feral being, possibly even the rake. What do you think it is?"
Well, real or faked? It's obviously some kind of a weird humanoid creature. Hey, Prendo, good to see you, buddy.
Whether human or not, seeing and hearing something move like this in the darkness would certainly make me freak out. The Redditor who posted this video to the Chills Narrator subreddit wonders what this mysterious creature might be. Originally posted by John O'Donnell _22 on TikTok, the creature in question races upright on two
Well, the one, the back's not an obvious coyote, but what the hell is that first
spindly
one?
legs, being chased by what looks to be a coyote. The creature has a long snout and appears to be shaven as it runs down a residential street.
It looks like a chicken man.
It makes a high-pitched noise to avoid the predator on his tail. The creature jumps in or onto a nearby garbage can, and after the oblivious coyote continues on, the creature flips in a somersault off of the garbage, making yet another strange noise as it does. What is this thing? Let's see what Reddit has to say about it. Some suggest it's a golem, others a cat, and at least one a sphinx cat. Redditor all caps, all
Oh, yeah, a cat. Yeah, have you ever seen a cat somersault like that before?
says, it's called the Gully Beast. It takes from those who are believed to be inept at distinguishing what's real and what's not. If that's correct, talk about mind blown. When all is said and done, it's either a real mystery creature or just plain CGI.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards CGI on this one.
But whatever it is, you have to admit, it's freaky. Child ghosts, where and when you least expect them, are perhaps some of the scariest apparitions in the spiritual realm. Published to YouTube by the Japanese channel Claire Soka, this security footage will make you look behind every door. The clip shows a man returning home to his apartment. There's a box on the landing, which he lifts up to take inside. His door is wide open. After entering, he shuts the door. And what or who is standing behind it but this creepy ghost girl? If she's a real-life human girl, what in the world is she doing all alone in this hallway, standing so still there? If she's a ghost, well, we know creepy ghosts enjoy haunting people in this manner, but why?
Because they're bored. I mean, being dead, you don't really have a whole lot of access to anything real exciting, so you gotta find some way to pass the time.
Either way, encountering this would be terrifying. If you encountered ghost footprints at your workplace, would you be able to continue working there as though nothing happened? Published to YouTube by Korean channel Saiwon Yoon in April of 2020, the uploader writes,
Thought I heard my brother coming in just now, but guess not.
the footprints of ghosts caught by the CCTV in the recording studio. The surveillance footage shows a recording studio at night. After capturing an odd glitch on camera in a certain area of the studio, which the uploader notes look like footprints, the crew sets up some paranormal sensors to see whether or not any spirit activity exists in the room. As you can see, the sensors are blowing up. They indicate something is moving in the darkness. Imagine sensing a paranormal presence in the studio, something you cannot see with the human eye, and then having that presence confirmed via these sensors. The idea certainly disturbs some sound technicians. YouTuber Hyansik Woo wrote in the comments, I was also surprised when I watched the video. I can't broadcast alone. I can't go to the studio at night. Would you be able to after seeing this? Because this footage appears real to me. Following was submitted to the Chills Narrator subreddit by Urban Ghost Hunters 901 while filming B-roll in an abandoned church for a future overnight investigation. He caught something frightening on camera. One camera was in a fixed place, capturing a steady shot of a book set on a railing, surrounded by lit candles, while the cameraman was behind the other camera, filming the rest of the room. You can hear the book hit the ground loudly in both or scene 1, you're about to get burned. Think it's probably time to get out of there. Have you ever heard a banshee or seen one? You're about to. Posted by Omni King Arceus 2 to the Chills Narrator subreddit. The uploader claims this video may be proof of the existence of banshees dressed.
Okay, I've seen this one too, but I'm gonna watch it again anyway, because this was a really good video.
In long green dresses under gray cloaks with long hair and red eyes from constant crying. Banshees appear or are heard by those whose family members or acquaintances have passed. The banshee's cry is described as mournful beyond all other sounds on earth, and when heard in the silent night, it is said to predict the passing of someone close to the listener, or may even be a warning of the person's own forthcoming passing. This clip shows an Irish woman named Nicole walking from a shrieking sound outside her home. For some reason, she decides to head out into the darkness to investigate. While outside, she pauses for a moment to listen, and the haunting wailing is heard again. As she continues wandering in the darkness, she addresses whatever creature is making the noise, saying she's not there to hurt it, but to help it. Not long after, there's a shape in the darkness. You can hardly make it out, but it appears like a robed figure. Again, the shrieking noise is heard. The frightened young woman turns to hurry back inside. In the extended version of the video, the woman explains what happened after she returned home. She said when she arrived at the back door, it was locked. She went to another back door and there was a comb on her desktop. She says she doesn't use combs. She wonders if ghosts groom themselves. What is going on here? Angela Elliott added,
Okay, that time I wasn't hearing anything. Alright Alright, guys, I will be right back. Ugh. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm back. I had to take care of making that bottle for Mela. Okay. Here we go.
That if you hear the banshee, then an acquaintance will pass away, and if you see one, then you will. As a matter of fact, in the clip, Nicole gets a phone call telling her that a schoolmate was found passed away.
Unleashed with my dad against it and all. Back in a sec. I'm sorry, what?
But Nicole saw the banshee too. Will she be next? Hardly anyone wants to see a clown at the best of times. Guaranteed, no one wants to see an uninvited
Seen this clip before? I mean, I obviously know it's real. I mean, it's just a crazy person in a clown mask. So.
Fear. Hopefully this case
Let's just move on.
was broken before it was too late. Buckle your seatbelts. Posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit. This video is apparently forbidden in most countries, and it's clear why. The footage shows two lit up objects in the sky. They're both moving slightly, with one of them moving a bit faster than the other and in different directions. The lights blink as the unidentified flying device on the bottom moves up towards the one above it. Suddenly they fuse and it sends a shockwave through the sky like a bolt of lightning. What in the heck just happened here?
Excuse me.
The uploader stumbled across the freaky forbidden video in the summer of 2018. Some think it's most likely a clip from an indie movie. Redditor The Lovely Raven 313 points out, if this actually happened, the media would be on it. Many agree with this sentiment, while some are willing to suspend their disbelief.
With the media, that as it is today, nah, they would try to cover it up.
When asked what it is, the Redditor admits
They would try to cover it up and pass it off as lightning.
he doesn't know. That's why I'm posting this, to try and solve the mystery, he writes. Can you solve the mystery? I'm at a loss here. Have you ever come across a video so scary that you don't want to inflict that feeling of impending doom on others? This video was posted by Hirsch Duchy to the Chills Narrator subreddit. The Redditor asks for some help in discerning what's happening here. Duchy is in an abandoned house that's littered with junk. While wandering around the space, he arrives at the kitchen. You can see the cupboard door is slightly ajar. A moment later, it opens wider on its own. The Redditor said he didn't notice this strange event at the moment. It was only when he was showing his mother the video later that he realized something unseen might have been in the house with him. Well, Duchy asked for help explaining this, and plenty of Redditors rose to the occasion. Many in the comments of this clip suggest that the wind and the open door were involved, noting that you can hear the wind and see the plants moving outside.
Nails or anything like that.
The Redditor agrees that it's probably the wind, but wanted to...
I mean, it's possible given the timing of that sudden gust of wind, but it's a pretty strange gust of wind to blow and hook the cupboard door open.
To see what others thought, whether or not there may be a paranormal theory. He also notes that the wind wasn't blowing in the direction to open the door. Redditor Caliana78, however, appears to disagree with the others, writing, if it were the wind that blew that open, why wasn't all the junk blowing around as well? What do you think? Is this just an...
That's true. There was a lot of junk both in that cabinet and under the door on the floor for it. So why didn't that stuff move around?
Another episode of wind and air streams causing movements in inanimate objects? Or is there something seriously dark going on in this house? Sometimes you're not safe even inside your locked home. This video proves it. In June of 2018, two separate Ring doorbells caught a woman trying to enter into Denver area homes. While several of the enterings were only attempts, one was successful. At 4 a.m., the unlucky homeowner, fast asleep along with his wife and two sons, said that he heard his back door open, and after slowly walking, jumped into action. He launched downstairs, shouting if there was anyone down there, and he came upon the culprit in action, racing from the living room to the front door. The next door neighbor managed to capture her red-handed, but to his surprise, not only did the Ring video capture the woman at the neighbor's house, but it caught her attempted entering of his own home too. As it turns out, the culprit wasn't done. The following day, another nearby neighbor caught the brazen woman on his Ring security camera, also trying to enter. It is very scary that she came back to the same street that next night, the homeowner said. She allegedly made off with the family heirlooms and his wife's wedding ring. The family's sense of security is their greatest loss, however. Almost a week later, it's hard to sleep at night. We feel violated as a family, the homeowner said. Will you be able to sleep tonight? Remember when you were younger and you heard the twinkling song of the ice cream truck calling all the neighborhood out for a sweet treat? Well, would you have come running if it had sounded like this? YouTuber Sean Bob Guy published this clip in June of 2008, writing that this demonic ice cream van shows up every single day at his apartment complex. The thing always scares his cat. The cat is probably not the only one with hair on end. Usually parents tell their kids if strangers offer candy to run like heck, particularly strangers in white creepy vans. Well, this scenario isn't too far off. The ice cream truck's tune sounds nothing short of creepy, giving it a distinct horror movie vibe. You know, the warbling song right before Chucky pops out and takes a life. You can almost expect the clown from It to be serving up soft serves from this truck.
Here you go, Johnny.
Probably not the most inviting image.
They all melt in here.
Add to the creepiness. The vehicle isn't even a truck, but is literally a white van, driving very slowly through a neighborhood to lure passers-by. And at the end of the video, it seems one is lured as a person comes running over to order from the creepiest ice cream van ever. YouTuber Lynn writes in the comments, if animals act weird around this sort of thing, it's definitely haunted. The rat nest adds, and the people who posted this were never seen again. One thing's for sure, this evil tune should never exist. Next time you're confronted by voices in a haunted house, you should probably just skip town. Redditor Alex_paranormal TV posted this scary paranormal investigation to the Chills Narrator subreddit. It was originally posted on YouTube in February of 2020. The house being explored is a Cole Harbour house in London. As Alex Paranormal explains, we investigate the Cold Harbour house that no one wants to live in because of the extreme activity and what resides inside the Shadow Man.
What, it's been a f***ing there, isn't it?
Yeah.
What, it's been a fire on there, isn't it?
Yeah.
The exploration turns up loads of paranormal activity. At 8:53 in the video, Alex mumbles something as they're exploring, to which a disembodied voice answers, yeah. A little later, after setting up the spirit box, it either moves or falls over on its own at 16 minutes 7 seconds.
Well, it's from the food stuff, mate. Did you just knock that?
Oh, mate. I'm not done with that.
Who are you?
A short time after, at 16 minutes 55 seconds, an evil laugh occurs as the team attempts to speak with the spirits.
Is this your room?
Where are you?
The laughter occurs again at around 22 minutes 9 seconds. And at 22 minutes 49 seconds, a grunt can be heard.
You just grunt then? Who was that? Was that you?
As they're talking about the grunt, a very audible knock sounds on the adjacent door at 23 minutes 35 seconds. They continue to explore the haunted house while they're in a hallway, about to enter another room. A door slams at 26 minutes 55 seconds.
Hold on.
Is that you?
No.
Continuing in their exploration after a while, they discover an old Tonka truck in a room. When one guy asks if that's an old Tonka toy, a disembodied voice at 31 minutes 52 seconds answers yeah.
Look at that. That's an old Tonka toy, isn't it?
What is?
A number of other disembodied voices are noted throughout the video, as if the house was whispering a secret to them, if only they'd just listen. What was it trying to tell them, and what would you do in a house that talks to you?
Leave.
I'd just move out. Didn't like going to school. This video will validate your feelings. Posted to YouTube by Alan Ubig in June of 2018. The uploader writes, the ghost of the Victoria School Lagoon was captured on CCTV yesterday at 9 a.m. A man is sweeping the floor, minding his own business, when about 10 feet away, two items which look like standing dustpans glide across the room, moving from one side of the path to the other. No one else is around.
And this guy sees it. This guy sees them moving and doesn't think twice about it.
The strange thing is that the man cleaning just watches this happen, but doesn't react whatsoever. Maybe he's all too familiar with the Victoria School ghost. Who or what is playing here? Is it something that can be explained? Or is this school undoubtedly haunted? Proving...
I would say that that's an actual haunting. You know, that guy... He obviously knows that these things happen, so, you know, it's like... And he hasn't quit yet? Only someone who's truly that used to the to ghost hauntings there would stay at a job like that.
Demons writes, on our paranormal investigation at a haunted hotel, we capture a real shadow person hat man on video. Are you wondering what a hat man is? Let Dana Matthews from the site Week in Weird explain the phenomena. According to Matthews, shadow men came creeping out of the shadows in 2011 when paranormal radio personality Art Bell cast a light into the darkness on his radio show Coast to Coast AM, and the result was a burgeoning community of people coming forward, explaining their encounters with these phenomena. Out of this shadow people phenomena, another slightly different experience arose, encounters with the Hat Man. Much like shadow people, the Hat Man often appears at nighttime, wearing a wide-brimmed hat, hence the name. Those who encounter him have described him as a solid black mass, darker than his shadow without discernible facial features, and no describable lower body. Apart from a long flowing trench coat, the Hat Man is often seen floating and moves without sound, quite frequently in a basement setting. Another quality of this phenomena is that the Hat Man tends to appear in places of high negative energy and family dysfunction. This video shows either a Hat Man or shadow figure haunting this generally creepy house. The figure flies down a hallway, disappearing into a distant room as the ghost investigators search the house's interior. So what's going inside this house? Is it haunted? The Hat Man phenomena is often a recurring one for many people, from childhood to adulthood. Some believe shadow people are evil, like physical medium Amy Allen, who thinks they are interdimensional entities. Although the Hat Man and the shadow person might seem one and the same, they do indeed appear to be two separate entities. If you see a Hat Man, consider your family dynamics and the energy of your relationships. Does this video make you believe in Hat Men and shadow figures? If so, don't turn around. Sylvia Likens was 16 years old when her life was taken in Indianapolis, Indiana. Likens was held captive for over 3 months by her caregiver, who subjected her to increasingly brutal things. These things started with no food and increasingly escalated.
Okay, I've seen this video already, so...
In this basement, After seeing yet another security hack video on this list,
So I'm just gonna move on to the next one.
you might want to double or triple check your home security systems and update usernames and passwords. This video, published to CBS Chicago's YouTube channel in January of 2019, documents yet another security breach in a family home. This time the creepy hacker was first heard interacting with an infant lying in his crib. The baby's father spoke to CBS Chicago saying, "As I approached the baby's room and stood outside, I was shocked to hear a deep manly voice talking to my 7-month-old son."
Exchange.
What's that?
When the man heard the voice, he rushed into the room, but the talking ceased. He assumed the voice he'd heard was just cross wires on the baby monitor, but when he went downstairs, the same voice came over another security camera in the home, and as with the last hacker, said some very messed up things. The homeowner recorded the exchange, and he also noticed his thermostat was jacked up to 90, which he assumes the hacker also managed to hack into. According to the homeowner, after unplugging their home security,
Now that's why. Not only do we have any. That's why we don't have and not only have any security systems, but we also have manual thermostats. Because the electronic ones can be so easily hacked into these days.
calling authorities and alerting Nest, the company told them that a unique username and password, as well as two-factor identification, is what can prevent these situations from occurring. Nest couldn't tell them how long the hacker had been watching the young family, as such logs were not available. The family had cameras posted up all around their home, so the hacker could have been watching them at all times. The only indication that someone is watching is a blue ring that lights up on the camera when someone is communicating through it. If you're feeling secure with your home security system, you still should change your password right now, otherwise this too could happen to you. For most ghost investigators, their only tool is their camera. These men, however, had other plans. Published to YouTube by Luan Mendez in December of 2019, this footage claims to capture the ghost of the girl in white. In the video, two men enter an abandoned house at night, calling out for the girl in white to reveal herself. The home and its surroundings seem empty at first, but as they
I've seen this clip before, but I want to watch it again.
wander around the house in search of the phantom, of course they find exactly what they were looking for. The first sighting of the girl in white is caught outside the home. They turn towards the doorway and, out in the field, the dark-haired figure dressed in a white t-shirt is standing at a distance. They scream in fear and rush towards the other side of the house. Lon manages to scrape his leg in the process. They return to the doorway where they saw the girl in white, but she's disappeared. Exploring the space more, they decide to enter a space under the home, where the floorboards are missing. When one of the crew is down there, he captures the girl in white yet again, standing in the corner of the room above. The other guy, who's on the top floor, hears his friend's cries and captures the door to the room closing at the same time. They both race outside to see if the girl in white exits the building, but she is nowhere to be found. However, when they return to investigate the room, the door starts to slam repeatedly.
Yeah, it's a good clip, but it could still be fake.
This is the last straw for the investigator.
Okay, I swear I saw my cat over here, but I think it was just my wife's foot.
As they race outside and across the field, far away from the haunted place, who can blame them? Most of us want new gadgets and tech for Christmas, but this
TV Santa Claus.
bizarre TV Santa Claus, as he's been named, Only Gifts Vintage Bank, who received a 13-inch tube-style television, telling WTVR-TV he's committed to his trade. Others were an event occurred in another Virginia county the previous August. I guess we will have to wait and see if this is an annual.
Okay, so yeah, I already reacted to this video, that's why I'm skipping over it. But basically, it's a guy who wears a TV on his head, going up to random houses and putting vintage TV sets on their, on their porches. Where do I begin with this? Just where do I begin with that? That in itself sounds just incredibly bizarre. And just the even strangest part is that he's technically not breaking any laws. He's just wearing a TV on his head, going up to random porches and dropping a vintage TV off. I mean, maybe he'll get, like, if he's ever caught, a trespassing misdemeanor, but that's about it. Maybe.
Thing.
This is an emergency broadcast alert.
Alright. So, guys, I'm just gonna say this right now. I did not expect that video to be almost an hour long. I'm already really tired. So, we're gonna find one last video. And we're gonna save the rest of them for tomorrow. Either tomorrow night or Monday night. So, with that, we got King Frostmare, 5 scare videos that were unexplained. Let go.
Hello guys, tonight we want to take a look at some new scary videos that have been sent from all around the globe. Let's hope that some of them can give us the goosebumps. And now, without further ado, let's buckle up and stay frosty.
No. It's without further ado. Get it right.
Martin Iveas has uploaded the following video, and he states, "This footage was captured on my phone while I was filming a 3-part tour of the church. It's my favorite place to shoot as a photographer. I wanted to make this tour for friends and followers. Just as I was about to wrap up, I went in the basement to a room I call the Red Room. After shining my light on what I think is a man, he gets up from a chair and chases me throughout the church. I still can't believe I managed to
I've seen this clip before.
get this off
But this is a good clip, so
on
I'm gonna keep it going.
camera. I'm still very shaken up from this. Fellow photographers and artists, never go into places like this alone. Please." So this sounds like a terrifying experience for Martin. Let's see what actually transpired.
Part 3 of my favorite place to shoot. It's a little dark outside. It's pretty cloudy. It's rained all day today. I'm going to show you guys my favorite place to go. Downstairs in what I call the Red Room. The Red Room is a place I go once I'm done shooting for the day. Just to kind of look at pictures, see if I need to retake anything, re-edit anything.
A beautiful location, I really have to say. Who could have thought that there might be something really creepy lurking in that basement? Have you ever gone on a location like that, all by your own?
Turn the light off during the day. It's got a nice tint of red. I'll show you.
Pretty dark as well down there, obviously.
Can't see. Come down here, it's peaceful, it's quiet.
But then he comes across what he describes as a man sitting in the chair. and he tries to make it out of there as fast as he can. After all, he doesn't know what he actually just stumbled across.
Yeah, you know, that could have been a shadow person or a homeless guy. Either way, that's a big nope for me.
Now, what exactly is sitting in that chair, looking towards the wall in pitch darkness? Is it just a regular man, meditating? A homeless person, perhaps, or something paranormal? Let me know what you guys think. Maybe just a hoax after all. Whatever the reason, it's pretty terrifying. Ogden Paranormal is a team that is regularly investigating supposedly haunted locations. Tonight they went to a place called the Clubhouse. They go on by saying that it was once the home of the Ladies Literary Club of Salt Lake City. They go on by stating that they were the first group to ever investigate the building, and it was one of their most memorable investigations. They didn't think they'd capture 2 shadow figures on camera in one night. Well, let's take a look. When the team is setting everything up, there appears to be the first shadow popping by behind the door.
Ah, okay.
After this incident, they state that there were only 3 people in the building at that time, and that all of them were situated in the same room, so it was impossible for anybody to be walking around in the room next door. The owners of the building were also not present, and had merely given them access to the building. Strange, isn't it? They set up shop for a little while in the basement and decide to place a big ball in one of the rooms, which should act as a trigger object for the paranormal world. They kept the room and the ball in frame, and also left a stationary camcorder that was supposed to capture any anomaly. And in fact, there seems to be something floating by. Now, is it paranormal related or just dust? They leave the area for a bit, return after a while, and then this gets captured. I don't know if that is dust. Could be some form of energy in my book. After a while, they are slowly getting ready to wrap.
Are you talking about the glare on the camera? Because for me, that just looked like the light being reflected off of the close by human being and causing the glare.
Things up, and then, believe it or not, the thing behind the door is seen once more.
Oh, I saw that.
Now, you tell me, was something peeking through the door slit and then moving away as soon as the camera focused on that area? Let me know.
It looks that way. Whether or not it's real or fake is the real question, because that could just be a 4th member of the group and on a hoax. No. Nope. The phone is yelling at me.
Hey guys, if you wish to support me, use my follower and Steve McMahon. A while ago, a viewer and fan from the channel MindSeeTV had inherited the house of his former grandfather. and it appeared that the same building seemed to inherit some kind of entity, since the man saw some really strange things at night, and also was witness to inexplicable sounds, and he even saw furniture being moved in front of his own eyes. Tonight the team from Mindsea TV traveled to the house and started to conduct an investigation. Let's see what they could find. Besides their SLS camera malfunctioning, they captured this thing in the window.
That's creepy.
Please stop looking at that. I'm trying not to, bro. It just, I feel like someone's looking at me from over there. Because the light's aiming over there, it's just weird. And that face on the wall, too. There's just things like from that direction that are right absolutely.
After a short Ovilus session, they think they have heard the piano play, which would be pretty odd, since nobody else was at home.
Oh, if I remember right, they approach that piano, they play a couple notes on it, and then just somehow the whole house just starts shaking up.
I'm telling you, I think I heard the piano while I was listening to the tape, but like, I thought I heard something over the, it looked like a key press down.
And then, via a Ouija board, they try to open the portal to directly contact whatever is inheriting this home. Probably a bad idea.
Yeah,
you should never play with forces. If you don't know what you're doing, so don't try this at home.
Exactly, King Frostmare. Thank you.
Then they play with the piano again to connect to the spirit that
Great PSA. Don't play with Ouija boards.
directly, and they might have opened the door without even knowing.
And, go ahead, make a sound. Can you give us a little sound?
That's what happens.
Dude.
All of a sudden, the whole house starts shaking forcefully, and our two investigators are pretty startled. What could be the reason for this? Is it a dark entity, letting them know that they're no longer welcome here? Incredible activity. Connor Finn was staying at the infamous Norbrek Hotel, which is said to be haunted by unseen forces. This night he decided to document his adventure. In the midst of night, which was around 3 AM, he made it out of his room to check out the hallway, in which several strange sightings had been documented.
You know, the only thing I can think of when I look at that hotel, that flooring and all that is, hello, Danny. Come play with us. Come play with us, Danny. Forever and ever and ever.
Over the years. Now, what could he come up with? He walked further down the hallway, and his camera seemed to have some interference issues all of a sudden. Strange. Once he comes across this dark room, he gets startled by something terrifying.
Keep making a kind of noise that I know that someone's around. Maybe show yourself on camera. You don't have the strength to show yourself. My God!
Yeah, I heard that too.
Oh my! That got me. Oh! You show yourself. My God!
The hotel staff stated the day after that they were not aware of any guest screaming in the night, and nobody else seems to have heard it, which is even weirder. Did he maybe come across a spirit? Or maybe just a person from the outside? What do you think? Thanks for watching, guys.
Alright guys, so I'm sorry to cut these the rest of these videos short, but as I said, I was not expecting that one chills video to be almost an hour. So I'll put these up again either tomorrow night or Monday night. Stream them again. But thank you all so much for tuning in on this. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate the support that you give me. And thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.